Steve, are you gonna, you know, run around with the mic, or did he leave? Did he quit? Okay, so just whoever wants to, I guess we'll just do it on the honor system. You can just go up there and ask a question. Go ahead.
Thank you for coming. Did you were on the cover of Creatures of the Night that was on the reissue?
Yes.
Did you play a lick on that album?
No, I didn't. And this is just the way that the record company, you gotta remember, I joined at the end of '84, and the band had a resurgence from the Analyze tour. You know, the things were really, you know, kind of, they were in a real kind of downward spiral for a moment there, or a year or two, and Creatures didn't sell as well as it deserved to. It's a great record, okay? I remember seeing them, I remember visiting them. I wasn't in the band yet, but I happened to be in New York, and I went up with my brother to see Gina, and it's the first time I met Eric Carr, and they were mixing that Love It Loud thing where it comes back, whoa, you know, it goes away and it comes back real loud on the record. It was great. Eric was kind of a little strange with me, but I know that he didn't, you know, he kind of was like, who's this guy, you know, kind of thing. And then, of course, we became very, very close once I joined the band. But, yeah, I wasn't comfortable with that, but I didn't have a choice. You know, I understood. You know, you got to remember that when it comes to record companies and stuff, it is all about, I have a feeling you'll see some of the reissued again. You get what I'm saying? And if they throw a different cover on it, oh, someone will think they don't have it, and they'll buy it again, you know. But in the sense of Creatures, since the band was performing without makeup, they kind of thought it would be a good idea to put the current version of the band on the cover. It had nothing to do with the record, although we used to do songs from the album, of course. So in that way, it made sense. So, you know, you guys can always ask, and you can always return it if you didn't like it, put my face on it. Okay. Although I love that they sell the T-shirt. Keith's got the shirt from the Creatures of the Night sessions with Eric on it. It's really cool. I actually have one myself. Okay. Next question. Microphone's right in the middle there.
My understanding, you and your brother Bob was actually considered for a guitar instead of bass group. Did you and did you have any type of relationship with the guys from the band at that time?
Well, my history with them is kind of interesting. Yes, Bob wound up going to audition, I think around the story goes, I think the same day that Ace happened to have been auditioning too. And they liked Bob a lot, because years later when they ran into him in a recording studio, and then that's when they were kind of having some problems with Ace, they realized, oh, this guy, we like this guy, we'll call him. And some of you are probably aware that my brother played some ghost guitar work, like so did you know, myself for a little bit. So yeah, Bob was real close to, I mean, things always work out for a reason, and Ace was obviously the right guy to be in the band, and my brother wasn't, but it was kind of cool. But from that, and once my brother established some sort of relationship with Gene and Paul, I didn't know Gene at all. But I actually used to socialize with Paul, and I was a little nervous, but he was very, very down to earth actually. It was very, very cool actually going out to a movie with him, or going, there was a club in Manhattan that was pretty popular with the, you know, rock music people and models and groovy people in New York, and called Privates. I still have my little membership card, you know, my hair was out the ear, of course. But I used to go there with Paul. It was a good place to go. I remember I heard about, what year, anybody here know Leonard Skinner? Do you remember there was that plane accident and someone died? I remember hearing about that there at the club. There were some people that were talking about it that night. So, talking late 70s, right? I would imagine. So, there you go, okay? So clearly not when I was aware that I'd be in KISS at some point, but be hanging out with, yeah, it was pretty wild. My brother didn't drive until much later, so I used to be like his driver to New York. Well, yeah, let's go out. You know what I mean? I had the car, we'd go into the city, and sometimes we actually hooked up with Paul. But like I said, he was really cool. It was very, I realized he was this, you know, famous rock star, but again, when he was hanging out socially with us, it wasn't about that, you know, so I knew the guys on that level, which was nice, you know, but I didn't say too much, believe me, with Paul. I was just very, very shy, but my brother was comfortable with him, and obviously he, you know, showed a lot of respect to Bob. He didn't know much about me as a musician until later on, when other people told him, check out Bruce, because he's a real good player, and then that's when I got the opportunity, obviously, to help him out in '84. And who knew it would be 12 years, but you know, that was very fortunate for me. Okay, what else? Good question.
When the guys were talking about putting their makeup back on, was there ever any chat of you taking over Space Ace or Vinny's?
Well, first of all, when they were going to put the makeup back on, that was '96. The whole idea of that wasn't just to put makeup on; it was to have the original four guys. Okay. A better question would be like, if Eric Carr was alive, what would have happened with him? Okay. Which obviously, once Peter probably would be, not happy anymore, they'd ask Eric to be the band. But the questions also better would be, well, how come when Ace wasn't in the band, they didn't ask me to be in the band? Okay, which I may as well cover now. And you have to understand, I mean, there's no doubt that the door was always open for Ace to be there. And at some point, Ace didn't want to do it anymore, but he didn't do it in a very clean way. There were a couple of gigs where he almost didn't make it to. And Tommy Thayer, who was a friend of mine, a good guitarist, he was in a band called Black and Blue, And Tommy actually had it for a little while just for fun. It wasn't a long time, but he had this tribute band called Jim. I remember seeing them one time because I knew the drummer was Jamie St. James, which is the singer of Black and Blue, for example. And Tommy did Ace. He did a good version of Ace, by the way. And for quite a while, right at the start, even before the reunion tour, because Tommy was the one that was there. Have you guys found the Easter egg on Kissology of Carnival of Souls? Yeah, okay. Tommy filmed that because he was there already working with Gene and Paul, just doing stuff like that, archiving and whatever they needed, Kiss related. They knew that he was aware and smart enough to work with them. And then, who do you think taught Ace a lot of the reunion, before the reunion tour? Tommy helped him out. Sandy Gennaro, the drummer from Blackjack in the band that I used to work with Michael Bolton, he was coaching Peter. He told me all about that too. It was pretty funny. Everything's connected. It's terribly scary actually sometimes. But anyway, Tommy, like I said, there were a couple of instances where you guys wouldn't have been aware, but I would hear about it, where Tommy was all suited up because Ace missed the flight and he didn't think he'd make it for the show. You got a sold-out arena date, and where's Ace? Because he couldn't fly with them, because he couldn't get on the proper flight. In the end, he made it, But then they would get an offer for a show in Jamaica. He didn't want to do it. Next thing you know, all right, Tommy, put on the outfit, let's go. You know what I'm saying? And then the TV show for that '70s show, remember years ago, they were using the Cheap Trick thing, but then one year they were promoting it with Kiss, okay? That was Tommy, that wasn't Ace. Again, Ace was like MIA, no one knew. So it was very easy for them to just ask Tommy to do that, okay? Asking me, I'd want a commitment of some sort, because I have a great gig with Grand Funk. As you know, when they first asked Eric to be, in the band with Peter's makeup, he did. And then all of a sudden, Peter was back in the band. You know what I mean? And then of course he's gone now, and, Eric's doing the job again. But that would have been really precarious for me. So for a while there, I was always wondering, are they going to ask me, and what do I do? I don't want to just pop in and be Ace. I'm a little uncomfortable with that to begin with, but I would want to know that, okay, this is my gig, you know what I mean? Because I wouldn't want to lose the Grand Funk gig because of that, especially if it was just going to be like for a little while, So really going with Tommy was the right thing to do, if that's what they want. I miss playing with Kiss. I'd love to see them try like a revenge tour reunion, you know what I mean, with no makeup. But I don't think they were interested. I know you fans would be interested, but the makeup is still what the promoters think is the important thing, and as they keep selling out and doing well, they'll stay in makeup. And I'm happy to be just a part of the family, but without me having to be Ace, you know what I mean? So I'm really confident with the 12 years I did with the band and all the contributions. And as you notice, the current band doesn't really stay away from, they stay away from most of the non-makeup stuff. They barely ever do any of that material. So I wouldn't have been too comfortable with that anyway, especially with all the years of albums that I've been involved with, But the current band plays great. I know that it's a lot easier for Gene and Paul to work with, Eric and Tommy, obviously. They do a good job, and everyone's professional. And I wish they would move on and maybe do some new music or do something different, but whatever, that's their choice, I keep moving and creating, even if I'm digging into the past, But, like I said, Tommy does a good job at it, and they didn't ask, so I didn't have to make a decision, if you get what I mean. But in a way, I'm relieved. It was almost easier that way. So, but good question. See, I turned it into 3 questions. There you go.
What's taking so long to get